Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm GSGamerSV. Today I'm going to be taking a look at something that I built yesterday actually. I built this, practically I built this whole entire thing yesterday. It looks big because of the 32 by 32 base plate, but there's really not that much to look at it when compared to the size of, again, the base plate right here. If you don't remember, on one of my other videos, I said that I got two of these, a green one and a blue one for Christmas. So I decided to use one of them to use and build some sort of base, not military base, but some sort of base. So we're gonna start. There's a lot of minifigures. I put a lot of minifigures in this build, but we're gonna start outside this wall. Here we have like a little campfire. So this is like some sort of like half wall. It's supposed to like go all the way up to your hips so you can pop your gun out and fire. And when you take cover, you just kind of kneel down or lay down or something like that. So here the wall kind of ends here, and this is not really a wall, it's for this little speeder to get out, but we'll get to that later. And the wall kind of continues over to this side, but I didn't build more over there, just supposed to use your imagination to think that there's more wall over there. So here, this is outside the wall. This is a little campfire with 5 minifigures on some logs. Yes, this is supposed to represent a log, and this is a very lazy attempt on a campfire. So there is the campfire with all the minifigures removed. It's pretty empty, but that's why I put a bunch of minifigures everywhere to make it seem more lively, you know? Continuing on, here we have this really cool turret. Actually, this is the first thing I built. When I was thinking of building this base, this turret was the first thing I built, and then I built this, and then I put the base plate, and I just built everything else. But this is the first thing I built, so I'm pretty proud of it. I think this is probably the most neat thing done out of all of these things. But I think it's a pretty cool thing. So it's like, it has 2 spring-loaded shooters kind of separated from each other. And we have a driver right here with 2 control sticks represented as the guns, I guess. That's that. And of course, to fire them, you just pull it down here, and it fires. So, the turret is actually standing on top of this, like, little rock tower thing, and integrated into that rock tower is a jail cell. So, we have 2 more minifigures. This guy is guarding the prisoner, just in case if he escapes, and this guy's like a little watch out. He's looking out for more enemies coming from this area. So I'll take these 2 off to show the prisoners. So this is obviously a regular prison door. You can just open it like that. And inside is just a random minifigure. So, right next to that we have a drink, some kind of canned soda or canned drink, and a potion. I don't know what kind of potion. There's a fly picture on it, but I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to represent. Here we have some kind of hut, and this guy is guarding the inside of the hut. He is guarding the entrance, the only entrance, with his pretty cool looking Halo gun right here. Inside, we have, this is the commander, I guess, of the group. And let's see if I can get a close look inside there. So you can see I used one of the Nexo Knight villains. This is a hologram. This is not actually the leader. This is a hologram of the leader communicating from somewhere else. So he's not actually in the space. He's just communicating to the commander, which you just saw. But I will take a good look at the minifigures later. But if I can flip this panel down. So if you flip the hologram down, you will see behind there is a crap ton of ammunition. There is, I counted them all, 24 studs. They are packed in six studs tall. 24 studs of ammunition. Cause most of the blasters, most of the guns that the minifigures are holding are stud shooters. So that's why this is just a bunch of ammunition to go around. So yeah, that's all that's in there. So you can just, when you're done, you just flip that back up, and you're practically done. Taking one look at the front again with this little hut. See, in front of there is yet another. So that is 6 studs stacked on top of each other for, reloads, because as you can see, we have studs here, and practically most of the minifigures are carrying stud shooters, so you're going to need a lot of reloads. And we have a barrel with one more stud shooter. This stud shooter belongs to the prisoner inside there, because obviously when they captured him, they had to take his gun away, so that is his blaster. But, any of the enemy team could, easily use it if they have to. On top of the hut is a lazy representation of a SAM turret. This is supposed to, they're missiles. The missiles that are supposed to, they could, fire on land, but their main purpose is to fire aircraft out of the sky. They're flick fire missiles, so you can just... Practically, they're pretty simple. The middle two do not fire. I could not fit them because I need to put support there, so this thing wouldn't break too easily when actually flicking the missiles. And of course, we have one more figure operating the SAM turret, but obviously it can operate by itself, but she's just making sure it operates correctly. And just like this machine, this can operate by itself, but a person is operating it just to make sure everything goes smoothly, because you don't want this thing to be firing on its own base. I don't know. I thought it was cool to have a person there. And again, this can swivel 360 degrees. It can aim up and down, Same thing with this. It can aim down, up, and swivel 360 degrees. So I made sure it had all the range of motion it needs. Here is the ground, the ground of inside the base, and this little minifigure right here. It's a pretty cool looking gun. This is a Halo gun. I got it from like a little Halo pack. This is a little hill, so someone can stand on top and stand watch. And this is a smaller hill, so somebody can work on this boat. This guy has a pretty cool looking blaster. That's him. And then here, we are going to get to the speeder. Move that out of the way. So a speeder is supposed to levitate off the ground and kind of float away. This is the speeder. It's all black, so I'm pretty proud of this build. I'm actually really proud of it. I like this thing. Again, it's supposed to levitate, so it can levitate on ground or on water. It can't really fly, but it's a good mode of transportation. We have another minifigure, a driver. He does not include any weapon because he is supposed to drive this thing, to pilot it. There is the cockpit for the main driver, and behind here is, a switch for if a second person were to drive this thing. Here we have one stud shooter, and we can lift this thing up to reveal one golden ingot, just a little Easter egg that I put in there. Not supposed to, flop down. And then 2 spring-loaded shooters you can push down to fire them. Hold on. Just like so. So yeah, just in case if the speeder runs into any trouble, they have some sort of defense mechanism. But I put these 2 wall things to align the speeder properly so I know where to put it. And coming lastly on the final machine gun turret thing, defense mechanism. This is probably one of my favorites. I think this one or that one is my favorite. I'm not too proud of this one, but it was essential to the build. This is a 6-loaded stud shooter, and to fire it, you turn this knob from the back, it's not right here, and then you can yeah, and guess what? Those are gone forever now. We have one more stud shooter on top of here that can be fired, And these two are kind of like fake guns. They don't actually fire, but they're supposed to look like they fire. Here's some wiring on the bottom, just a little cool thing I put down there. And again, another separate stud shooter that can be fired. One more thing to look at, I did scatter some ammunition laying around. Again, six studs stacked, one here, one there. I think, yep, there's one over there. So yeah, I put a bunch of ammunition everywhere, and of course, you can't forget a whole group of ammunition behind in the hut. Now we're going to look at all the minifigures included in this set. So just taking a look at this, I put a lot of minifigures, and I didn't really, I just took a minifigure, put a torso, put some pants, put a head, maybe some hair, and then just slapped them onto the build, and boom, minifigure. I obviously had to put a blaster in their hand. This is the pilot of one of the Sage machines, right here. So that's that. This is the prisoner of the Golden Ninja, and just to note that this is the enemy base. This is not the good guy base. This base is the enemy. These are all enemies. This is the only friend. So, your allies should come in and attack these guys and save the prisoner. That's that. Here is one of the soldiers on top with the blaster of her own. Here we have, again, a pilot of one of the turrets. Here we have this guy. I think he looks pretty cool. I like his blaster. This one. We have another pretty standard soldier. Another standard soldier. Standard soldier. I mean, I think he's like kind of like a lackey or something. He doesn't have a very good blaster. Just has a revolver. And we have the driver of the speeder right here. We have another standard soldier with a stud shooter. Anybody with a stud shooter is practically a standard soldier. Another standard soldier. Another standard soldier. Another standard soldier. I think this was the guard, but I mean anybody could be the guard, let's be honest here. This is kind of like a higher rank. Not the commander of the group, but he's, again, a higher rank. So that's why they have he's a better gun. And this is the commander. This is not the leader of the group. The leader is the one in the hologram. That is the leader of the organization, the whole entire group. This is just the commander working under the leader, but still is in charge of this whole entire base operation. So I put a giant axe on her back and 2 claws. So I think she looks pretty cool. Only one without a gun, but I think that's perfectly fine because she's the leader. So I think she is one of the coolest looking minifigures that I've created. So that is that. Yeah, that is all the minifigures. I don't know how many are in here, but if you want to count, you can count, but I'm not going to, so I'm not going to. But there's one more feature, one more very important feature included in the set that I put, and that is the rearranging of the turrets. So what I can do, I can take this off, I can take this thing off, and I can take this thing off, and I can rearrange them. So if I want to put this, if I wanted to put the SAM turret, it was right there originally. If I wanted to put it right here, totally could. If I wanted to put this machine gun type thing on the top, right here, I totally could. If I wanted to put this spring-loaded shooter all the way down here, again, I could. And you can rearrange them however you want. Now, the original way, the one that I showed you, is the way I prefer. But, you know, you can change it around to any way you would like. But, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I just want to show you this pretty cool, awesome build that I made. I'm pretty proud of it. It obviously doesn't stand up to my zombie apocalypse build. That thing was absolutely massive, and that's probably the best build I've ever done. But then again, I don't have many pieces to work with. It's not like I have, like, bins and bins and bins of pieces, and they're all organized and stuff like that. No, I don't have that. So, the limitations to my build are very limited because they're limitations. So, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a brand new video. Bye!